are at Universal tonight to try to get on Velocicoaster. Today is June 3rd, 2021. I'm headed in to try to get my 200th coaster being Velocicoaster. I'm headed in to meet a friend. We are at the ticket booth and I will show you everything going into here. You probably saw this quick video I did the other night. So we're headed in now to Islands of Adventure, well, Universal, and we'll be at Islands of Adventure here in just a few moments. Doesn't look too busy coming in tonight. I came in on Wednesday, it was jam-packed, so I decided to come back tonight. Looks like we might get through security pretty fast. It's about 5:40 right now. So let's go ahead and head inside Universal Florida Resort. So one way to tell how busy it is if the switchbacks are not open, which is, they have these as switchbacks when it gets busy. So it looks like we're gonna get through security really fast today. Security was extremely fast today, wow. Got through there in like a minute. Looks like a lot of people are heading out. They probably think it's gonna rain. Hate to tell people, but in Florida, just because it looks like it's gonna rain doesn't mean it's gonna shut down anything. So we're definitely headed inside right now. And we made it to City Walk. We're headed to Islands of Adventure. There's a lot of people leaving, which I imagine it's due to the possible weather that we might get tonight, but it's Florida. It doesn't last long. So we'll be in there in a minute, and we're hoping to get on Velocicoaster tonight. Just finished the long dreaded walk from City Walk, headed into Islands of Adventure now. So it's looking like we will get on Velocicoaster in about 20 minutes. So I'm gonna go over there, take some off-ride footage, and also we were able to get a ride on Hagrid, so I'll be over there as well. It is a little hot out here, a little crowded, but it's not too bad. A lot of people left because they thought weather was coming in. Looks like the weather headed around the park, so we don't have much of that. Just sitting in front of Blondie's right now, which is a sandwich place if you're coming down here to Universal Islands of Adventure. Heading into Velocicoaster now.
So some of the cool stuff is coming up.
Just got my first ride in on Velocicoaster here at Universal Studios Islands of Adventure, and got a back row ride. So I will do a more thorough review once we get a second ride on this, because it was consistent ejector, and here it comes right here. And that probably has a highest amount of ejector. But that is the top hat. The top hat, we were sitting in the very back, launched out of my seat in every single part of the ride. I have to ride it again to get some of the elements on here, because it's hard to determine how a ride is from a first ride. So from the first launch to the final brake run, it's just consistent with Velocicoaster. It doesn't let up at all. I mean, this thing is consistent, and it's running really good today. So it opens in 1 week, June 10th, to the general public. But if you come out here before then, they're doing technical rehearsals at least this week. So they did a really good job with this coaster. And my favorite element's probably I think it's called the Montosaurus roll or the Heartline roll. My glasses actually came off for a second. I had to fold them down, and constant ejector air time. So we're gonna get a second ride on here in a few minutes. We're gonna head over to Hagrid's, and we'll be back, and I'll give a more thorough review once I get a second ride on this, because I gotta gather my thoughts on it. But I would definitely rank it up there, definitely in the top 10, top 5. We'll see after the second ride.
I like being nice to them, but I like them to know. Oh, no. When you get.
You're good. You're not getting anything. So before we head back onto the actual coaster, here's some of the merchandise here. Now it's priced pretty good here. So we got some shot glasses over here. These are priced at $9, which is not that bad. The cups are probably $15, like normal everywhere we go. Looks like these shirts are priced at $28, and this one over here looks like it's going to be priced $27, which kind of surprises me. So I imagine that's going to be there, and the hoodie's probably like 40 something, $57 for the hoodie. Cup here. We got some merchandise. We got some shirts here, common. Some kids collection stuff. Some collective figures. And if you go over here,
I got another shirt.
okay. We got the pins over here. These pins are between 10 to 14. The sets down here are 14, and the lanyards are about 10. And then you got more merchandise over here. You got the mask, which nobody's wearing anymore, but you can collect them if you want. Old-fashioned Jurassic Park merchandise, and just general. So that concludes that. We're gonna go get our second ride in on Velocicoaster.
The name Velociraptor means swift thief. Not only are they fast, their bite is equivalent to a large American alligator. Yikes!
This is the locker area where you're going to put your, this is the other side of the locker area. And then you're going to exit out here. So we're going to head over to where the photos are at. And Jen owns this ride. And I'll do a review here in a second. I can only do my experience off the back row though, because if you are single rider lockers, you're going to come over here. And then as soon as you exit out of here, you're going to be in the Discovery Center. Well, kind of, not really. And this is where you'll collect your photos at. So this is the single highest amount of ejector. And then the monosaur roll, as I was saying, and I'll show you that across from the area. But I was sitting in the back seat on there. So you're gonna hit that top hat. You're gonna come down over here, and you're going to hit the 0G stall. And then you're gonna come around on a modified helix. And then you're gonna come over the top here. So here's the 0G stall. You're gonna go around here. And there's like a jolt left to the right. Boom, right here to the right. And you're gonna go back down, back around. And then there's the Heartline roll right there into the station. This thing does not lose speed at all. I'm gonna go hit one more ride on this before I head out tonight. And they're running trains like every minute on this thing. So there's the top hat stall. Boom. You can see this whole plaza area is beautifully themed and aligned. Oh, there we go. There's a stall right here. And they're gonna do the 0G stall. come back around here.
I just read it. I don't wait.
All right, everyone, so I got a chance to get my thoughts together. So there's a lot that goes on in this ride, and you can see it looks really pretty at night. Unfortunately, that bridge over there that's over by Hagrid's, and it was supposed to be open. There's a Montessori roll, or the Heartline roll, as many of us enthusiasts know it as. And I'll get a little closer up of that here in a minute. But you could get, so if you look at this whole entire, this is the second half of the coaster. So you just saw the footage of the first half of the coaster. I put it all together for you guys to see it. So once it gets done with that first half of the coaster, it's going to go up here. It's going to launch through a tunnel, and the Raptors are going to kind of simulate chasing after you and such. And then you're going to hit the top of this Heartline roll right here, or sorry, the top hat right here. The top hat's going to stall, and you're going to go down here. You're going to hit a 0G stall, and then it's going to turn to the right. And you're gonna have a couple movements that are kind of simulated and similar to like an RMC, like a jolt to the left and a jolt to the right. And then you're gonna come back around here over the lagoon. Once you hit over the lagoon, which is right here, you're gonna hit this Montessori roll or the Heartline roll, and you're gonna hit a couple airtime moments before landing back into the station over here. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, this coaster, I can't rank it right now. I don't know where to put it at, but this is my number 200 coaster, so I'm very happy that I got to ride it. This is my number 200. I'm very excited. I've had this planned for a while. That's why I wasn't going to a lot of parks. I wanted my 200th coaster to be like one of the best coasters out there, and it was either going to be this one or Iron Gwazi. This one opened up, and I said, let's get out here, let's get the 200th before I get some other parks in. So definitely worth it. Like I said, you hit this top hat and you stall, and then I rode in the very back right and left row. Let me tell you what, I was out of my seat the whole time, the first half of the ride and the second half of the ride. The second half of the ride is probably my favorite just because of the jolts, the RMC jolt, like the left to the right. Boom, the 0G stall, boom. And then you go around another right helix over the lagoon, boom. Then you hit this monosaur roll. This monosaur roll is a crazy amount of air time. You're out of your seat the whole time. You feel like you're hanging on. The restraints are comfortable. It's a lap bar that goes over this, the new age restraints for the new Intamin, the new Intamin Blitz models. And excuse me right here because there's some lights over here. So this is a good place you want to go to if you want to get some shots of the coaster. So you're going to go over by like Jurassic World, but the lagoon area also has some really good shots here. So there it is again. There's that top hat stall, boom. The blue lights at night, beautiful. I'm gonna ride it at night some other time. Here we go, there's that 0G stall, boom, boom. And then we're gonna hit a right helix. And then after this right helix, you're gonna hit like a right and then a left jolt and then another right jolt. You're gonna get a little bit of ejector on that. And then it's gonna come back around to this lagoon. And here you go, here is the monosaur roll. And you get a jolt of air time before going back into the station. Like I said, this ride does not let up the whole time you're riding it. So that's going to conclude my review. I would put this definitely in my top 5. I don't know if I'm going to put it over Maverick as of right now because that is my number 1, but I will probably put it right up there with it. So I need to get a little more rides on it, but definitely top 5 coaster. And there it goes again. Boom. So go ahead and enjoy the rest of this off-ride footage. I'm gonna go do some more footage and then I'm gonna get out of here. Until next time, this is Chris signing off from Midwest Coaster Fans. Please be sure to subscribe and hit that like button, share button.